All right. Hello, y'all. Today, we are talking about who gets the best results from coaching. I see I've got some people on here live with me on Facebook. Tom is saying, let's get this party started. I've got my newest accelerator, Rosetna. Hello. Y'all, many of you have heard me talk about some of the negative experiences I had in the corporate world prior to starting my marketing agency in 2014. I like to refer to myself as fundamentally unemployable because I am truly a born entrepreneur and coach, which does mean that some of those negative experiences I can contribute it to my own self. They were my own fault. But that being said, as I prepared for this talk, I kept coming back to the idea that there were times when I, as a leader, really needed guidance from other leaders, from the leaders above me or beside me, and I wasn't always able to find it. Hindsight being 2020, it's easy for me to look back and see how much some of the specific situations that I dealt with in my corporate career would have benefited from my finding the right mentor and coach. And so it got me thinking, who really benefits most from coaching? And I want to ask you this. So, as you're watching, if you're watching live on Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube, comment for me. I will see the comments. They all come to me in StreamYard. And I want to know, what have you tried in order to get the guidance and mentorship that you need to build your business into a profitable and enjoyable venture? So, what kinds of things have you tried in order to get the guidance and mentorship that you need to build your business into a profitable and enjoyable venture? Because here's the thing, a true coach is someone who will step up with honest and transparent guidance to help us leverage our strengths, to help us see opportunities for improvement, and to make course corrections, to help us make course corrections when necessary. It is a fact that we can all speed up our results and improve our outcomes when we have guidance from the right mentor, someone who has done what you're trying to do and can help you to avoid the mistakes. Nobody likes to guess at the issues if they don't have to. So having an open, honest, compassionate and reliable coach to guide you, to stretch you, to recognize and call you out on your thought loops and to cheer you on the whole way can save us years, can save you years in your business building experience. But why doesn't everybody have one? Some people fear the risk. Some people don't know if they're ready. Some people don't know who or how to bring in the right guidance and the right mentorship. And some people wonder if it will really work. Today's talk is for those of us who are coach curious, but not exactly ready to take the plunge. So that's what we are talking about today. Coach curious. And before we get too far into the meat of this, let me tell you, this is the Fit Pros business show for professional fitness and health coaches. Y'all, if you don't know me, I'm Kelly Coulter. I led a dual career in fitness and in marketing for 20 years. Since then, I have helped thousands of fit pros bootstrap their businesses quickly without all the drama while creating a profit from day one. That is the definition of bootstrapping. My mission is simple. As pros, we all have a unique mix of experiences, expertise, and personality that make us perfect to serve our own audience. It is my mission to help you find and serve that audience. I want you to serve clients you love and make real money doing it. That's why I give you my step by step method on how to get your first clients and your next clients right now. This, the Fit Pros Business Show, is where I empower you, teaching you the tools and the skills that give you choices in your career. Okay, now, are you ready to make more impact? Let's get started. And one more thing I want to say is that recently I started uploading the audio from this live show that I do on Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn. I started uploading it as a podcast, so you can find the audio at Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. All right. My three biggest characteristics of a person who gets the most benefit from coaching. Are you ready for it? Let me look at the comments. We've got Karen here. We've got Tom here. Everybody's saying yes, yes, yes. I love it. Perfect. All right. So the first one, y'all, the first characteristic of someone who gets the most benefit from coaching is going to be a person who is ready to get uncomfortable. So, one of the biggest reasons that you're going to bring a mentor in, that you're going to bring an outside set of eyes into your business, is so that they can give you the information that you're not seeing, right? We all get into ruts. And when you think about even the mechanics of your brain has very specific pathways. Your thoughts go from here to there really quickly. Those are your connections. That's what your myelin sheaths do. When you have the same thought over and over again, or you think the same, when you have the same memory or the same reaction, it's because the myelin sheaths have actually thickened within your brain and created faster pathways from point A to point B. That's why when my husband walks into the house while I'm on Facebook Live and he lets the dogs in and it makes me crazy, and you see this little face that I make. Hopefully I hide it, but you guys might be noticing it. You see this reaction that I have really quickly because it makes me crazy, right? That's because my brain has this automatic reaction. There's a faster pathway from regular Facebook Live Kelly to angry Facebook Live Kelly because the dogs came into the house, because over time that those pathways have been strengthened. So anything that we do in life is like that. It's like when you smell chocolate melting and your mouth starts watering. It's that automatic reaction. So we get pathways worn into our brain, and we get into ruts, and we handle things over and over again the same way. And we might think that we're doing things in a new way or doing things differently. But um when it comes down to it, we are human beings and we're creatures of habit. So when someone has, I like to refer to it as waded through the river of misery long enough. If you guys read that post I did a while back, I talked about the idea that we are all kind of standing in this river. We're standing in the river of life, and we are we've got our feet planted firmly on the ground and the water's rushing by, and we know that the only way to get to the other side, where all of the stuff that we want, the only way to get there is to pick up our feet and swim. And we're waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting, and we're not ready to swim. The people who have waded in that river of misery long enough and are ready to pick up their feet are the people who are going to take what their coach has to tell them and run with it. And I want to tell you a story about one of my specific clients. So, Tanya, who you guys have met on Facebook, she's Tanya Maui. A lot of you have had direct message conversations with her because she helps me with direct messaging for new people who come into the group. Tanya was one of those people who was super ready to get uncomfortable. And she came into my coaching, and let me tell you, she did not like a lot of what I had to say. So when she first took my fitness business kickstart, she was teaching for donations. So it was COVID, everybody was teaching for donations, right? And Tanya was teaching for donations. So she was donation based, which I don't allow my clients to do. And she was not a seller. She was not somebody that was going to go and ask for the sale. So when she took my fitness business kickstart, and then I had a follow up conversation with her after the fitness business kickstart, I'm going to tell you, and she would be, if she was standing right beside me, she would say the same thing. She cried her eyes out because the things that I was asking her to do as a coach, as a person that's going to stretch her outside of her comfort zone, as the person that is going to ask her to pick up her feet and swim to the other side of the river, she didn't like it. And it was very uncomfortable. But she picked up her feet and she swam. And now that woman who was teaching yoga for donations only is now making no less than $300 every single time she steps on her mat. So she is making more than triple what she made at the gym. And she is serving clients who love what she does. She's not raking anybody over the coals. She's not taking anybody for all that they're worth. They are loving what she does. They are thanking her and crying and telling her how that she has changed their lives because she got uncomfortable and asked for the sale. Now she is charging what she's worth. And now she is able to sell her services human to human without getting all salesy, without getting all slimy, without getting all sleazy. She is able to go and ask for the sale. So that's what it's like when you are ready to pick up your feet and swim through the river of misery to get to where you want to go. But you have to be willing to get uncomfortable. That's the first step. Waded through the river of misery long enough, ready to get uncomfortable, pick up your feet and swim. Okay, the second characteristic of someone who gets the most out of coaching is going to be someone who I wrote in my notes, y'all, resourceful AF. And I am not going to explain what AF is. Hopefully, you know. Resourceful AF. It is somebody who is going to do whatever they have got to do to make it happen. So it's somebody who is willing to identify what it looks like on the other side of the river of misery. A lot of times when I teach meditations for my yoga people, I'm asking them to build in their mind this beautiful space. Think about what color the sky is. Think about what color the leaves on the trees are. Think about what the grass feels like between your fingers. Think about what the ground feels like underneath your feet. A successful coaching client is able to really see what that is like on the other side. What it is like when they have waded through the river of misery, when they picked up their feet and swam, and now they are in Heaven Island. What does that look like? And then they commit to making that happen. So something gets in their way, it doesn't matter. It's like when water is going down the river and it hits a rock, water doesn't stop, it just skirts right around it. That's what someone who is resourceful is. They are the water and they just skirt right around the rock and keep going. And what that takes is the absolute belief that you will make it happen. When a rock gets in your way, it doesn't matter. You just skirt around it because you absolutely believe that you are going to make it downstream. When you have that absolute belief that you will make it happen no matter what, you see the successes and the wins. You look past the failures. You look past the little discomforts. You look past the large discomforts. Tanya was willing to look past the idea that I was asking her to ask for money and to put a price on what she was worth. And she was willing to go out and do what she might not have believed she really needed to do until she did it. She was willing to suspend her disbelief, be resourceful, and do the things. So that's number two. That person is resourceful AF. They believe they will make it happen no matter what. They look for the successes and the wins past the failures and the discomforts. And they are willing to get creative. They're willing to think outside of those very worn brain pathways, those very worn neural pathways. They're willing to use other myelin sheaths that maybe have not been used in a while. Resourceful. That also means they get creative about solutions, technical solutions. Maybe your website's not doing what you want it to do. When do you enlist help? When do you enlist help in raising funds to make things happen? When do you do a cash injection to make something happen? Willing to get creative, willing to look outside the box, willing to look past the current circumstances. I'm going to improvise a point number 3 here. So, if ready to get uncomfortable was point number 1 and resourceful AF was point number 2, I've got another one for you that I did not put in my notes, but it's a big one. And I'm going to add it right now as we talk. And that is the idea that a person who gets the most out of coaching is someone who is willing to make their decisions based on the vision, not based on the current circumstances. So a lot of you guys are church-going people, right? Some of us are, some of us aren't. All of it's good. Some of us believe in a higher power in the universe. Some of us believe in higher power in Jesus and God. And there are all different belief systems here, and they are all welcome. Faith is the idea that you can believe in something that is not based in physical evidence, that you cannot see, that you cannot touch, that you cannot smell. Faith is believing in the vision, in the thing, in the future thing. When you have faith, you're building up your treasures, even though you cannot see them right now. And that is true for spirituality, but it is also true for business builders. Because in order to build a successful business, you have to be able to act as if you've already got it. You've got to be able to make the decisions that that future person makes, that the millionaire you makes, that the successful business owner you makes. So think about that for a minute. Because all of the things that you have done up to this point have gotten you to this point, and that's great. But this point is not the point that you're building. If you're a business builder, you're building something bigger. You're building something more. You're building something better. So the decisions that you have made up to this point are not going to get you to that point. You have to decide who that future person is, and you have to make the decisions that that future person makes. So I'll hear a lot of coaches talk about it like this. You have to invest now in that future person. You have to build that future person. And that means spending your time differently. That means investing your money differently. That means buying friends sometimes. So we're talking about coaching and we're talking about small groups and how different people get better results than other people. The people who are really willing to invest themselves in this group of entrepreneurs and seek out the ones that represent future them best are the ones that get the best results. So I'll say it to you like this. Not all of us were born into entrepreneurial families. So some of us were, some of us weren't. And even if we were born into entrepreneurial families, we don't always have successful entrepreneurs to look to as role models. So even if you were born into an entrepreneurial family, it may be that it was an entrepreneurial. Mike Michalowicz calls it entrepreneurial poverty. A lot of people are entrepreneurs, but they're not making six figures and they're not making seven figures. And in order to be around people who are making six figures and seven figures so that we can glean everything that we need from their experience and from just their countenance and their being, then we have to sometimes invest in being around those people, which is another reason that the people who are willing to make decisions based on future them do best in coaching is because they can make that leap from here is where I am, here's where I want to be. In order to get there, I have to invest in future me. So let me know if that made sense because I know that was a little bit rambling since I just added at the last minute. And point number 4, I'm going to take just a second here and I'm going to look at the notes because I want to make sure I'm not missing any questions. And yes, Anne Marie said, trust your abundance. I love that. I've got some proclamations of faith here. Love it. My room says that she is getting it, that it is clear and direct. All right, beautiful. So the fourth characteristic of the person who gets the most results from coaching is going to be the person who is interested in and excited about taking messy action that is guided by strategy and experience. All right, and here's what I mean by that. So, interested in and excited about taking messy action that is guided by strategy and experience. I I really zeroed in on that phrase messy action for a reason. I deal with bootstrappers. I am a bootstrapper. I'm a bootstrapping expert. I have bootstrapped 2 six-figure companies since I left the corporate world in 2014. What bootstrapping means is that you are going to eat what you kill at the end of the day. You start your business and you go out and you sell your services and you don't have anything to sell your services on. Again, you're investing in the vision. So you've got to sell your services based completely on what you believe, on your faith in yourself and your faith in the result that you provide. So you go out, you sell your services, you make 50 bucks. You take 25 bucks and you pay yourself, and you take 25 bucks and you invest it back in the business. That's bootstrapping. That's how bootstrapping works. There is no getting a second mortgage. There is no borrowing from your retirement. There is no friends and family coming in and investing in the business. Bootstrapping means that the revenue you generate in your business is what will fund the growth of the business. So, in order to bootstrap a business, You have to be comfortable taking messy action because you are not going to have a perfect website. You are not going to have beautiful, professionally made graphics. You are not going to have a perfect studio setting when you get started. You're not going to have great lighting. You're not going to have a wonderful webcam that light corrects and does all the things that my webcam does, right? You're bootstrapping. So it starts messy. So interested and excited about taking messy action that is guided by strategy and experience. What you gain from coaching is the guided by strategy and experience piece of that. Now, that can't happen if you are a special snowflake. I've had lots of people come through the business kickstart who are special snowflakes and they take pieces of it and they say, yes, I'm going to do that. Yes, I'm going to do that. Right? There's the pieces that they're comfortable with. And they take those pieces and they say, oh, yeah, I can do those pieces. And then the rest, they go, I don't need that. I don't need that. And that can be fine because you don't have to do everything that your coach tells you to do. However, if you are the kind of person who starts every sentence with the word but, then I would count you as a special snowflake. You are not going to get guidance from coaching. I would even stretch that to say that you are not a great candidate for coaching. The person who gets the best results from coaching is going to be the person who is ready to invest in a system and a process and in guidance and strategy from someone who has done it. And that means that special snowflakes who start every sentence with the word but I, that's two words, but I, or the word but, are not going to do well with coaching. Let me know if that makes sense for you guys. And here's the other piece of that. Not willing to make mistakes quickly and move on to the next mistake. So, a lot of times I'll talk about failure and how the school system really kind of screwed us when we were growing up. We all were told that if you get an F, that you have failed and that failure is something to be punished. But the fact is that the only way to figure it out when it comes to business and entrepreneurship and learning your audience and knowing what to offer to the right people is by failing. You have to fail and you have to fail forward and you have to take messy action and you have to fail often because the more often you fail, the closer you are to your success. So I'm going to say something stupid here because I'm going to get this wrong. Einstein or Edison? It was Einstein invented the light bulb. Have you guys ever read the studies on how many prototypes he went through? If he would have just made like 10 prototypes and it didn't work, we would not be standing here in incandescent light. Thousands of errors. They made thousands of prototypes of the iPhone before they got it right. Failure, 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 failure is what leads to success. So you have to be willing to make mistakes and you have to be willing to quickly lick your wounds, get past them, and move on to the next mistake. You guys, I'll give you a little tip. Go back to 2020 in the Facebook feed of the Grow Your Fitness Business group and take a look at some of those old videos. It is not cute. I was not good at delivering these lessons for you guys. I had to fail, and I had to fail publicly in front of people over and over again every week. And I had to do it messy and do it ugly until It got better and it got better and it got better. And it probably still has a lot of improvement to make, but it's okay because I'm failing forward. I'm making mistakes quickly and I'm moving on to the next mistake. Next week will be a next mistake. I'll do another video for you, and there are probably things that I can improve about it, but it's all good. All right. So, 4 points for you today, 4 things to think about when you are coach curious, when you're considering whether or not mentorship could help you move forward. I would venture to say that the right mentor can help move us all forward, whether that's me or someone else. And I would venture to say this too. One of the best pieces of advice that I can give a new entrepreneur or an entrepreneur who is under $100,000 is to invest in mentorship in that first year. Even if you don't get that first mentor right, that is okay. It is still better than having no mentorship, because no mentorship means that you're making all of your mistakes in a vacuum. You don't have anybody to bounce that off of. You don't have anybody to contextualize those mistakes in. And you're going to just throw spaghetti at the wall and hope something sticks. And unless you can do that super quickly, like every single day, you're going to have years of business building mistakes in front of you. So I would advise you to get a mentor, even if that's not me. Actually, on Thursday on my Instagram Live, I will have another business building mentor, another fitness business building mentor on with me, Amanda O'Meara, who is awesome and wonderful and does some of the same coaching programs that I do because coaches have coaches. She's going to be on with me and we're going to have a really good time. We're going to be talking about Instagram. All right, so the 4 main points that I made today. The people who get the best results from coaching are the people who are ready to get uncomfortable. We talked about the river of misery, and we talked about picking up your feet and swimming. And the people who are ready to get uncomfortable and swim are the ones that get the best results from coaching. We talked about the people who get the best results from coaching are the people who are resourceful AF. They are going to do whatever they have to do to make it work. They're going to look around. They're going to see the possibilities. They're going to see the little failures and mistakes, and they're going to skirt right past those because they are headed downstream to the results. We talked about the idea that the people who get the best results from coaching are the people who are willing to invest in the vision and make their decisions based on future, based on their faith, based on the person they will be and the business they will have a year from now, 5 years from now. And the person who gets the best results from coaching is someone who is interested in and excited about taking messy action that is guided by strategy and experience. So, no special snowflakes, nobody who starts their sentences with the word but or no. And the person that is willing to make mistakes quickly and move on to the next mistake. All of that is part of being interested in and excited about taking messy action. All right. And then I gave you the advice that no matter who you choose, that if you're under $100,000, you should be investing in coaching and mentorship. All right. Thursday on Instagram Live, I will be here with Amanda O'Meara. I will be on Instagram Live with Amanda O'Meara, and she is another fitness business coach, does a great job, works primarily with personal trainers, but has an excellent program. And we will be talking about growth through Instagram together. All right, here's my call to action for you guys. I just announced this today. I just got this all started and in place. So you guys are the first to hear about this. In May, I am doing a business kickstart weekend. So in the past, I've done my business kickstart as this 5-day thing, and we go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We do all these lessons. We do some stuff over the weekend. I am experimenting with some different ways to deliver that. And one of the things that you guys have told me overwhelmingly is that you would like to see this stuff happen over the weekend because a lot of you guys are working full time still. So I'm going to do the Fitness Business Kickstart as a weekend. It's called the Fitness Business Kickstart Weekend, and it's going to be May 19th. Wait. I got this wrong. Okay, it's wrong on the website. I'm going to fix it. May 14th and 15th. I was looking at March and thinking it was May. May 14th and 15th is going to be the Business Kickstart Weekend. So before you even get over to the website, that will be fixed. Business Kickstart Weekend, May 14th and 15th. And right now it is early bird priced. So Saturday and Sunday, we will do all the lessons, all the same things that we do during that 5-day event will be over those 2 days, May 14th and 15th. Right now it's early bird priced. It will be $47. Everything is recorded. So if you have to miss anything, you will be able to go back and refer to it all. There will be a private Facebook group, just like I do in my 5-day events. We'll be able to bounce ideas off of each other, communicate with each other, and you'll be able to find the recordings there for a week after that Fitness Business Kickstart. Right now it's $47. That price will go up to $67. So right now is early bird priced. What else do you guys need to know? All the lessons are listed on the website. If you go to fitprosconnect.com/kickstart, that's fitprosconnect.com/kickstart, you will find the landing page. You'll find the button where you can register, and you'll find exactly where you can get that early bird price, and everything will be recorded. You'll be able to access it later in the week or later in the weekend, whatever you got. All right. So I want everybody watching to go register right now while that early bird pricing is in place. And I'm going to put that link here in the comments just to make sure that you've got it. fitprosconnect.com/kickstart, FITPROS, Fitpros Connect. All right, y'all. That is what I've got for you on Thursday. I've got Amanda with me on Instagram Live. Thank you so much for being here. I love serving you and I appreciate you. And I will see you on Thursday.